Meeting.
No, sir, not working.
Not working, right? Okay, give me
Yeah.
a second. Let me share the screen. First, we'll find a video. Now, the supported video types, I think SWF, MV, MKV, body video types with race support run. We will see. Okay. Let me share this. We will type the HTML code and see. Yeah, it's pretty hard to stand for a long time. So we said we are going to use embed, right? We're going to use embed. Embed, okay. Who went out and came? Video 1.24. Then I will say no embed. I will say between no embed, I will say I see. We'll see if this is working. We'll try to put in a video file in our project folder. Okay, where is our project folder? A HTML video in HTML. See if it is working. Good. Now, we'll try to put a video here. video.
sir lap එකේ lag issue එක fix කරන්න ලේසි sir.
Yeah.
Yeah,
මොකද කරන්නේ?
my PC, so I had a PC desktop. That one to boot up, it'll take like 3-4 minutes. Okay,
Ooh.
and mara laggy, and then I put a Kingston SSD, sir, 256 GB. So now boot speed is 4 seconds, sir.
SSD.
Yeah, sir. Just put
what's the
an
capacity SSD?
256 එකක් දාලා Windows එක boot කරා SSD එකට.
hard එක වෙනම තියෙනවා, SSD එක වෙනම තියෙනවා.
Yeah, now I have 500 GB space plus this one SSD space.
Oh.
The more improvement, sir. Just install an SSD and see, so you will feel the difference. Now a file opening,
How much
instant.
How much did it cost you? SSD?
For me 10k for everything. Windows දාලා ඔක්කොම දුන්නා 10,000 ගියා.
Wow. That's good.
Yeah, sir. Very worth
මගේ අර
it.
DVD ROM එක අයින් කරලා
Yeah, DVD ROM එක අයින් කරලා SSD එක දාන්න පුළුවන් ඔයාලට.
ඒකත් දැම්ම නම් ඉවරයි. Video 1 කියලා නේද දැම්මේ?
Yes.
Let's try this.
The image is not coming, sir.
Can you see the code?
Yeah.
Okay. Just type the code. I will show you the image here. To make a code decker, when the image when play. Okay, what I have written, there's something I have missed the image IMG part here. Right? I missed the IMG part here, and here also I have an SRC. I need to write here. SRC video 1.mp4 and SRC මෙතන IMG එකක් එන්න ඕනේ embed එකට කලින් IMG එකක් එනවා SRC video. So this should be the code. So the video is there. Later we will see how we can increase the size of the what do you call the video and all those things, those attributes we will see. So for now, write this code down and save a video, because I have just mentioned the name, I have not given any path. Save the video as video 1.mp4 in your project folder where you have saved your project. Save it there and try to run this code, and that video should play. Just play it and tell me whether it is working. Playing a Nanda Marini video. A song.
So where did you get the video?
I used to listen to these old songs, you know. It's a nice song. I'll play that and show you. I used to like that song. Like a Viridu. එතකොට වීඩියෝ එකක් එන්ටර් කරන්න තියෙනවා, ඔඩියෝ එකක් එන්ටර් කරන්න තියෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ අපි CSS පටන් ගන්න පුළුවන්.
So image SRC කියලා video 1.mp4 එක දාලා තියෙන්නේ.
Oh, this we put it as a multimedia file, all අපි දාන්නේ IMG කියන එක. I was also checking why image කියලා. But for all multimedia they use this. But whatever you put in the source is what is going to be played. Anyway, that video is playing.
So video එකට වෙනම tag එකක් තියෙනවා ඇති.
දැන් CSS එකේ තියෙනවා. embed එක. CSS යනකොට ඒක CSS එකේ කොහොමද no embed කියන එක වැටලා තියෙන්නේ this in what do you call in red, right? Which means that is going to go in CSS somewhere. So how are you all seeing me? Is it like you see the shared screen and my photo at the top, something like that?
Yes, if we pin your video, it will come to the big one.
Right, yeah, okay. Want to know how it will get recorded?
Depends on, yeah, sir. Depends on how, if we pin means now I have pin your video. Now
Okay.
side, now left side I have the screen, right side I have this one, your
Oh,
video.
fine.
If you don't pin, I think the video, yeah, sir. We can change the view side by side, the standard them na sir. Okay, video ika.
I was thinking like how it is going to get recorded.
Oh, ne.
We'll see, we'll see.
Recording එක screen එක විතරක් ඇති නේ.
Screen එක විතරක් ඇති වෙලා.
Yeah, I think the screen will be bigger picture and then you will be in a small corner like that, something like that.
Okay. Anyway, it's better now. When
Yeah.
I'm creating videos also, it will be helpful. I'll be in one side and I can share the screen and that will show. It's good.
Yeah.
So is it working?
Yeah, sir.
Third, what is the video you played?
Shall I share the screen, sir?
It's okay, it's okay. It's almost like very close to 12 o'clock, so night time, daytime, I was thinking.
I knew I would like encounter this question, so that's why I chose a good video.
Good one. Bayan,
You have bad ones also then. Wow.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
were choosing.
I mean, the best among the best.
And he was taking a little time to choose, so it was out of a big list, right? Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Kind of.
Because you don't name the videos. You name the videos in such a way, everything looks good. Oh my goodness. Why is the body ending?
So video tags are there, sir. We have to open video and then we can put width and this one, sir.
Yeah, we can.
Open video, close video. That's not CSS, no?
Not CSS, no.
Yeah, so video open and then you can put video width and this one inside the opening tag and then close the video tag. Yeah. So
And in SRC?
yeah,
SRC we are going to.
Yeah.
So we will try that as well. We'll try to put the height and the width. Height equals, let's say, 50%. 50% and width equals 100%. 100 would do, right? We shall refresh and see. Ooh. Very good. Nice. Is it playing? No, it's playing. You can't hear, right?
No, sir.
You can hear.
Yeah, sir.
පරණ කාලෙ අපේ සීයල ආච්චිලත් සමග දීග කාපුලේ
Playing. Okay. Okay. So what is the code you said? Okay, Brazil. What is the code you said?
So wait, I'll send in the chat, so wait.
Yeah. We'll try that as well. Anything should work. Right? Anything that works, we can use. Oh, today we have 8. 8 with me.
So if the video
Adil? Is that Adil? Me Adil neither. MHMD ADL.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Adil rename කරන්න යන්නේ මේ රූබන් සර් මට අන්තර කරනවා මේ. ඔය කවුද කියලා අහලා. නම හරියට. Thank you. We have Nabil, Rahim, Saidin, Rizek. That's a few mail. So tomorrow is Khalid's finals. At 4 o'clock he's doing his finals.
Morning for
No, no, no. You think that fellow will wake up at 4? He will go out of the competition if he had to wake up. Any news about school starting? I didn't watch the news for a long time. School starting? Yes.
They
no?
were saying that they are going to open schools which has less than 100 students. Sir.
So Colombo, none of the schools will start.
Yeah, sir. That's sir. I think like preschools, like those ones.
I think there's
Yeah, sir. Village schools, I think those. They don't have internet also, I think.
that is the problem. Students are going to be tomorrow. From tomorrow, I think the applications. Did you have any problems with the form? Application form online?
Yeah, sir. Yeah, sir. Many problems.
I heard somebody got the
Check the code I sent, sir.
You sent. Let me check. Oh my God. HTML video, just video with HS height and source. Video 1.24. Type video /m. What do you mean by type? Yeah.
So there are many video types now, so MP4, AV, like that. So this is MP4.
Okay, so this is the code you sent. Copy paste parameter content. I think we embed කියන එකට hosting tag එකක් තියෙන්න ඕන. Where did the body come from? And that is your this.
So copy and paste my whole code in a new file, so then it'll be easy, no? I've sent the whole code.
You have sent the whole thing, right?
Yeah, sir. You keep this one. Now we are starting this now, so just try.
Okay, let this be here. We will put it in the this one, and this should work. MP4, video 4. We'll save this and see whether we are getting 2 videos. Oh yes, we're getting 2 videos, so both are working. You can see both the videos, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
sir.
sir.
Oh, thank you very much. Height, you are given the height 315 pixels and width 560 pixels.
Yeah, sir. Here we can adjust, sir, pixels.
So the percentage of pixels, I think both can be used. What do you mean by control? So I will put a small investigation on this code, what all of this means. Anyway.
Control is that play, pause, sound, and everything.
Sound source, video 1, MP4, MP4. So it should be supporting for the new browsers. Old browsers, I think the code that I gave is the one which works in old browsers. So I'm an old person, so I am using that. So these are new stuff. That's very good. So video, so we can take down both. Take down both of them. They both are working. Okay, it is this what you see here.
आदिल के साथ दिन है
ආදී දැන් කන ගම රසනම් සෙට් කියලා කන. මේක වයරින් කරන්න මට එපා. Everybody okay? Type. Finish.
Yeah, sir.
done sir done
Okay. So video part is done. So if video is working like this, I believe there is something called audio. Oh yes, we do. And that has an opening and closing. Take it source එකක් දාලා බලන්න. Source එක ඇතුලේ SSD එකක් දාලා you will try to put in an audio file. Audio, let's try MP3. Now we have to look for an MP3.
அப்படித்தான் டாக்டர் டெஸ்ட்ல உனக்கு யார் நீங்க புண்டு இல்லாத ஃபோம் எடுத்து பாக்குறீங்க போல கபர கரியன் நீங்க சத்த சூப்பண்டே சூப்பி இந்த ஃபோம்ஸ் பண்ண சொல்றீங்களா சூப்பரா
Mosaic, you better mute it.
Is it? Now okay, right?
sorry sir this WhatsApp
Yeah. Now I have to do some editing before uploading.
That was Sharaf, right? I don't know, but anyway, that was bad. Song. What song are we going to use? So I'll take one of my favorite. So it's not going to play. We'll see if this is working, right? Type audio MP3. All right. So let's see if this is working. We have the two videos, and I don't know whether the audio is playing. We'll try to share the sound as well. There's no audio playing. But we have an audio which we can't see. Audio, MP3, SRC. There is a code. We'll see whether this is working. W3 schools, always. That's a good site, right? Audio
Yes, sir.
controls. I did not use the word control. Control. Okay, we'll see whether we're getting the controls here. Yes, we are getting the controls. Experience. Right? Okay. So that will be audio code. Write that down as well. It's just a fluke. I thought that if the video is there, audio also should be there. Wrote it down, it's working. Otherwise, for this also we use the no embed code. Okay. I have to check with the syllabus whether they are using the no embed part or if this is also accepted. I have to send a mail and only find out, because if this is accepted or not, if video audio that tag is accepted or not, in the examinations we have to find. Okay. Anyways, you write it down. We'll check and see. Okay. Just in case. If you write this and if they say it's wrong, we will not get the paper also to check whether they have corrected that part correctly or not. So it's always better to check with the syllabus, right? The problem is the teacher's guide is empty. Grade 13 teacher's guide is there. When I download, it's empty. Nothing is there. So in that only they usually mention whether it is which one is accepted, which one is not. Now if you see earlier Python 2.0 was already taken, now 3.0 is accepted. So whatever the code we are using is okay, Python. But HTML part, I don't know what. Audio, video, both are working, but yet it's better to know, right? Let me know when you finish copy.
Finish, sir.
Working?
Sir?
Working?
Yeah, working.
Others? Adil? Can I know what song you're playing?
Still finding an audio, sir, downloading.
Or maybe he's recording his own voice.
So can I hear your song?
Yeah, of course. You all heard it, right?
Once more.
We heard it already. I think he's sleeping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sir, how can we add the download option, sir? The 3 dots and download.
This one.
No, like in some
Yeah.
website we can download no, sir, directly.
Download option. It should be a way to download. We'll see. W3 school is always there. Criteria look ready. HTML download attribute. Download attribute. That's an attribute. Download. Audio, do we have download? Audio video equivalent. Volume. Character sector. There are attributes for video, audio, video, methods, and properties are there. Duration, download, they don't. But there should be a way to add download option. What did we get as soon as we here download attribute? So we try have that here. You see, there should be a method to add download. It came in better.
So we'll see later, sir.
Syllabus එක තියෙන ටික කරලා ඉවර කරලා අපි additional ඒවා ටික බලමු. Ooh, raining. Okay. Fine. Stop that. Okay. Now we are going into, I think we have finished whatever is required, whatever it says in the syllabus for your HTML part. We බලමු syllabus එක check කරලා. This unit 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Just we'll have a small look. I will share the screen so that you also can see if I don't see anything. 10.1, it says the World Wide Web, information use, personal education, those things. These are all this one. So page definition, HTML, head title, we have done. Body, background color, H1P, underline font. Home page, link, hyperlink, different sections of the page. Yes, we did. List, ordered, unordered, definition list. Image, tables, table header, and this. Multimedia, audio and video, complete. Now we have to move on to CSS. Right? So we are going to go into CSS. So if you see CSS, cascading style sheet, we call it. Cascading style sheet. Okay. This is also known as CSS. Now tell me, why do we use CSS? What do you know about CSS? Why are we using CSS in HTML pages? CSS, why are we going to use it?
In order to embed the HTML into the CSS.
Embed the HTML into CSS.
No, sir. First of all, HTML, then CSS, then PHP.
I'm asking.
The
That is the
skin,
syllabus.
sir.
Syllabus not. Huh?
In of HTML.
Okay. CSS is going to decorate.
Yeah, to beautify, sir.
Beautify, yes. It's just for decoration, okay? It's nothing to do with, the content. Nothing
The
to do with the
CSS is
content.
makeup.
Makeup, unhurry. එතකොට අපි කිව්වොත් HTML is a male කිව්වා නම් CSS
So HTML skeleton, CSS skin, makeup.
yeah, we can say that, okay? So usually we say to decorate your web page or make it more beautiful on the outside. All right, on the outside we use CSS. So CSS we can use it in 3 different ways. Okay, 3 different ways we can use the CSS. That is, number 1, I can use it inline. Inline CSS. Inline means in every line that you are going to either you create a paragraph, either you create a an image, or if you are trying to put a list, what are the list types, what options you are going to have. You can define a style in the list itself, and in that list only the change will happen. Okay, in that list only the change will happen. The next one, we can use it as an internal CSS code. Internal means we have to write it in the header, the head part, not in the body. We define the CSS part in the head, and whatever we are writing in the HTML code will be modified according to what we have written in the head. Okay, according to what we have defined in the head, all the paragraphs will get what we are defined in the head. All the images will get that style. All the lists will get that style. All the tables will get that style, like that. So all the elements that you are using in the HTML page, in the body part, will be modified according to what we have written in the head. Okay, so those are called internal CSS code. And the last one is external. External CSS. This is a CSS code. Now, like HTML, we are saving the HTML as .html file, and we are saving it in a separate location. And the CSS, I'm going to save it in a separate file. All the codes, how should a paragraph should look like? How should the background be look like? What modification I can do to the body? What modification I can do to what do you call the list? What modification can I do to a table? All the modification will be written in a separate file and saved as .css file. Okay, and that CSS file will be imported to your HTML document, and your HTML document will use those CSS styles in that page. There's a major advantage in using this external one. Can you all tell me what it is? Rather than using this and this, major advantage in this external CSS. What would it be?
Maintenance purpose.
Maintenance step.
Changes to one cannot be made specifically.
Can be done.
In external,
In external we can't do. That's a disadvantage. I must advantage.
ability to
Ability to ability to.
How do you got mute?
It's so used to mute the mic, mute sound. That
Yes, sir.
ability to. Still waiting.
No. Ability to reduce the time of data types. I mean to
Ah,
assign.
So one
yes.
file can control
Explore.
many, sir.
Reusability. It externally you write it down. It can be used for different pages, right? So not in one page. Or let's say you are creating a website. When you're creating a website, you are going to maintain a theme, right? Headings will be this size, this color. All my headings are going to be like this. All my tables are going to be in this way. My background color is going to be this in all my websites. So in my website, in all the web pages, that what do you call, a theme will be maintained. Okay, so I don't have to write, if I'm using internal, in every web page I will have to write in the header part what should be the colors and what should the paragraph look like. All those things I have to define it. If I am using inline, for each and every line of code I have to use it. But if I'm using external, I just have to import it. I just have to use it in my code, and all the stuff will automatically be modified according to this. So reusability is a major advantage. The disadvantage, like you said, would be not like in inline. For each line of code, specific modifications cannot be done. Okay, so those will be the things in CSS. Okay, so we'll write a small note on this. Let me share the screen. For CSS, I think. I think Colombo schools until August. I don't think your batch will be able to do a physical school again. That's so.
So මේ යන ගානට ගියොත් ඉතින් අපි ඒ level කරන්න වෙන්නේ online. So is it a travel restriction from tomorrow again? No, right?
Recording was already in progress. Why? Let me share this screen. Okay. Cascading style sheet කියලා දැම්මා. මේ heading එක. Then you can write this down. What I have shared. Write this down. A small history about cascading style sheet. How it was introduced. W3C is called the World Wide Web Consortium. W3C, World Wide Web Consortium. But if you see CSS while you are writing, you can listen. You see CSS, they will be using so much properties there. We can use so much properties to modify the web page in a very, very professional way. But according to what I see in your syllabus, we have a limited thing to learn. We can do the CSS questions with that. Okay, but there are many things that we can do. You can do a small research and see what many things we can do. Okay, so there are videos, video tutorials, lot of video tutorials you can find, like 4 hours, 5 hours video tutorials are there where they cover the full CSS part. Okay, so it's your choice. If you are going into web design and you are, oh my God, somebody new, somebody came in. Who came in now? Nabil. Who is Neha? If you may raise your hand. Who is Neha? Can you
Neha.
change your name? Neha. Is this?
wait, I'll change the name.
Zoom bomb.
Oh, Nuda. Rifkan, right?
Yes, sir, Ifkan.
Ah. Thank you very much, Rifkan, for the quick response. I appreciate it. By the way, he's the one who did that post for Khalid, Rifkan. I told him just 10 minutes, he just sent me the stuff. Thank you very much. Neha changed the name. Kill me, Mr. Kill me. The school will think I'm now joining my private class students, girls as well in the class. So, Rifkan.
Done, sir, done.
Okay. So, Rifkan, we just started the Cascade style sheet, okay, or CSS. And like I said, there are 3 ways of writing CSS: inline, internal, and external. We will see all 3 of them. Okay. And I have shared a note. I hope you can see on the screen. That note, you can copy it down. Those who have finished the note. Red, black, black, green, no. My God. Forgot my what, I kept it outside. Pretty thirsty. Oh.
So you saw the match today.
What match? Football.
Cricket's all out. 166.
Abil, kata karan ne ba? Abil, don't talk about that.
After 1996 World Cup, I don't like
Not a surprise.
talking about cricket.
They cancelled the other ODI, no?
So wait till I represent, sir. Then you can say.
Amma.
I didn't hear that.
The next one is
What
Sri
was
Lanka, India, right?
Sri Lanka,
Yes.
India.
Yes, done already.
They all came. They already in Sri Lanka.
They are playing it here.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, yes, sir. Lanka
Okay, very good.
යනවා.
Very good, very good. Delta තව වැඩි.
Sir,
කමන්නේ
in that post, I saw a comment that saying to Indian cricket board that you have sent the wrong team, send the under 19 girls team.
යා යා
Oh,
කමන්නේ ඇස කොහමරි ජර්සි ටික ගන්න තියෙනවා නම් ඇති
එක්කන්ට ඒක තිබ්බනම් ගොඩ නේ. How is the jersey business going, Ispan? Good.
going good sir not Sri Lanka these days Sri Lanka sales is very bad other teams and football is going shape එකේ
ශ්‍රී ලංකා ගන්න එපා. කුටි කණ්ඩේ.
ඔව් මම ඇහුවා කස්ටමර් කෙනෙක් බල්ලගේ සයිස් එකට නැද්ද කියලා ජර්සිය
Ado Sirava, if you make Sri Lanka team, they'll scold.
Sri Lanka is the country which has lost the most number of ODIs, man.
Yeah, the number one. We should be proud about that.
World record. World
Yeah,
record.
that's right.
We can't go forward. We are putting backwards. And the first country to ban these electronic imports also.
I know, man. Now they allowed it, no?
They made it again.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, finish copying.
Yes, sir, done.
Almost.
Okay.
Sir.
done sir
Okay. Start. Finish it and let me know.
Sir, කන්නාඩි දාන්නේ කවදද?
Me online කරගන්න පටන් ගන්න like when I'm looking at the screen for a long time that happens.
Blue light, sir.
Occasionally I
Blue light.
no, nothing. Blue light. Yeah, blue light.
No power, only blue light to protect this one.
Oh, no power. Yeah, for the screen only. I tried it on when driving also. It's effective for the headlight thing. Sometimes only if it is LED, I guess. ලොරි වලේම ගානකට බෑ. මාරු.
Definition.
Okay. So after that, say there are three ways. There are three ways in which CSS could be embedded. There are three ways in which CSS could be embedded into your HTML document. Into your HTML document. They are, you can write this down. Stop sharing the screen, then yeah. Inline, internal, and external. Now, මාත්‍රාව get වෙලා. Okay, and for each of these I will write a small note. Inline, internal, external, inline. Fine. File Sheet rules. Two more newcomers, I guess. Start writing. Define style sheet rules. Last one external. What is this? Everybody are going? Hmm? Okay, inline, internal, and external. I have written the code. Write it down and let me know when you're done. Finished?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as it says, it's inline will define the style sheet rules directly along with the HTML elements using the style attribute. Internal will define the style sheet rules in the header section of the HTML document. Like I said, in the header part, or the head tag, you are going to define it using the style tag. There will be opening and closing style tag in the internal or in the head part. Apart from the title, we are using something called style, and inside that we can define how the CSS is going to look like. Okay, and in the external one, like I told you, we are going to create a separate file, which is going to be a CSS file. Let this visible. So it will be saved as a .css document, and that will be included, or that will be embedded into your HTML page using the link tag. Okay, this also will be done in the header. Okay, using the link tag. After you link it, whatever the style you have used here, you can use it in your document. Okay, fine. So if everybody have finished copying this, okay, if you have finished copying, just put your hand up. I can see in the screen. That should be Adil. Respond, Vivek. Okay. 4 people are alive. Irfan, Umair. Umair, still
Yes, sir.
writing?
Fish.
Then put your hand up, man. I don't want to put your hand up in the house like this.
I by mistakenly blocked the phone.
Oh,
Yes.
now okay.
Now okay. What did you ask, sir?
Whether you have finished writing this.
Yeah, sir.
It's behind.
Yes.
Good. Very good. Put your hands down, everyone. Oh, Vivek,
Why, sir?
what was that? Okay. So now we look at how this CSS structure is going to be like. Okay. Different parts of CSS. We will talk about the inline one. Okay, inline or external, internal, everything is going to use this structure. Okay, we will write down the structure and then we will take the break. 10:30. You must be hungry, or you must have already eaten. Everybody had dinner?
Sir, I ate already.
Yes, I had.
Very good. So, different parts. I will take H1 tag or the heading 1. Okay, heading 1. And after that, I'm going to use curly brackets. Okay, or curly braces, we call it curly brackets or curly braces. And I'm going to add an, let's say, color. We call this a property. Okay, color or any property. How is H1 is going to be? The H1's color is going to be what? Let's say blue. Okay, so one property I have defined, H1's one property I have defined. Then after defining the property, I'm going to use the semicolon. And after the semicolon, I can use another property. Okay, there's another one called font size. This is also a property. And this is going to be the value. Font size, let's say 12 pixels. We usually define in CSS in pixels. Okay. And that is also done. So remember, after defining each property's value, we close it with a semicolon. Now, this is a must in CSS. After you have finished defining all the properties that is to be written for H1, you close it with another curly bracket. Okay. So these are going to be the paths. This is going to be the selector, we call it. Selector, to which part you are going to do the change. Selector. And this are going to be called the properties. Property. Color is a property. Font size is a property. And the value I'm giving to each property, we just call this as value. So in any CSS, either it is external, internal, or inline, we are going to use this format. Okay. So the selector, to which part are we going to do the change? To what property am I going to do the change? What is the change? What property? What is the change? Everything separated by semicolons. And property and the change will be separated by a colon. Okay. So this is going to be the structure of a CSS definition. So you can say cascade style sheet structure. So one part is called a declaration. This is color declaration, font size declaration, or font face declaration, font style declaration. You can add them all. Okay. So this is how the CSS structure will look like. You can say the structure of CSS, CSS, and then write this down, name it correctly. Oh, everyone is still up.
So coding champ නැද්දද?
Coding champ කොහෙද දන්නේ? මේ ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරනවද දන්නේ මේ පිට ෆයිනල්ස් එක. Finished? Okay, so if you have finished writing this, you can take your break. Okay, we'll meet at 11. Okay, I'll finish my dinner and come by 11. We will meet. Okay. Okay. So how many are here? Only 7, right? We had 9 at the beginning. Now we have 7. Good. All right. So we will see with the inline. We will see with the inline CSS first. And I'm going to use this for H1, right? Okay, somebody's here. Right. He went and came back, I believe. Okay. So in CSS, we are going to see how the inline one is going to work. Okay. So in inline, usually, let's say the H1 tag. I'm going to use the H1 tag. We usually use the H1 tag like this. And when I'm writing the style sheet, I'm going to use the attribute called style. Okay, I'm going to use the attribute called style. And in this, in the inline option, okay, we are going to have our color. Colon, blue, semicolon. What was the other thing we were doing? Font size. Font size, colon, let's say 20 pixels, semicolon, and you close the inverted comma. Okay, you close the inverted comma and then you close your tag. So remember that curly braces we are not using in inline, but in internal and external we will be using the curly braces. Only in inline CSS we will not be using the curly braces. We will be using inverted commas in the for the property and the value, but they will be separated by semicolon. Okay, so we will write that in code. We write that in code and see. Let me share the browser and this. Okay, we have the video file here. Let me open. Let's say creating forms. Okay, so we have created a huge form. You can see the values that we are using. And if I open it in the browser, creating forms, I think you can see the browser as well, right? Yes. Obviously, you should be able to see the browser. Can see?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me add a heading here. So we are going to use an inline one. So before the form, we add a heading H1, and I will say application form in this. Okay, application form I have written here. And if you save this and refresh your form, you'll be getting a heading on top of your form, right? You'll be getting a heading on top of your form, which is pretty large. You know, heading 1 is large. So I'm going to make the pixels 20 and the font color to blue. Okay, and the style, I'm going to add this style attribute in the H1 tag. Okay, now let's see how that is going to work. Let's go back to the code, and in the H1 I will have the attribute called style. Okay, Now, if you see in the style automatically, you can see we have border, display, height, margin, padding, position, width, color. A lot of things are there, right? So I'm going to choose the color. So automatically the colon appears there. Let's say the color is going to be beige, this, or a lot of things are there. Let's go with the blue one. Okay. So we have the blue color option there. Then font size. See, you get all the stuff here when you are using the style attribute automatically is getting the attributes or the properties ready. So let's use the font size. Font size, let me say it's 20 pixels, px. Okay, so I'm going to use 20 pixels. Now let me save this, and when I refresh, oh, it's going to be pretty small, but the color is blue. Let me increase the size to 20 to, let's say, 200 pixels. Let's see how this is going to work. 200 pixels, 10 times larger than this. Ooh, that's huge. So it's working, right? So let's say we are going with 50 pixels, which I believe is going to be fairly okay. Yeah, 50 pixels. It's almost the same size as each one though. Anyway, the color we have changed. Now we can change other properties as well. We can add more properties to this inline one. So we just have to see what we can do. Let's say something called margin. Margin top, margin left, margin right. We can align the margin here. Okay. And then we have aligning left, right, line height, list style, letter spacing, and all those things will be there. So let's go for letter spacing. They have given some options. Let's use pixels or centimeters. You can name them, right? Let's go with the pixels. I'll go with about 10 pixels letter spacing. Okay, 10 pixels. So if we go and check this, all my H1, the space between the letters, you can see it's changing in your screen. Application from the letters, the space between letters. So there are a lot of options, lot of CSS options, that lot of properties that you can change to that. So in inline, you're going to put it in that line and then change the properties. So in the style option, style attribute, you're going to do all the changes that you need for that particular heading. Okay. Now see, if I use another heading there, if I use another heading, same H1. Okay. And I say for schools, you can see it will come with the normal H1 properties. So each line, whether you define it for the first H1, two H1s. So if you have 10 H1s, for all 10, you have to define if you are using inline. Okay, if you are using inline, all 10 you have to define. So that is a disadvantage, right? You have to write the whole thing, you have to copy paste all the things all the time. Why can't I just write it once and do it like this? So why would they have something called inline? Now I can use this in the external and I can use it in all the head ones, H1s, right? So why would I use an inline? Why should they have a thing called inline?
To make any specific adjustments?
Yes. So if you are using now, inline is going to do this. Inline is going to override whatever the style you have given. Now, if you are using an external one or if you are using an internal one even, all the H1 are going to change in that way, right? But in inline is going to override all those properties that you have mentioned in the external or internal, okay? So if you want only one specific area to be different, not going according to the theme, one area, only one place, it should be different. Okay, if you have a situation like that, then of course you're going to use inline. So that is why they have the inline option also, because inline is going to override whatever is written for H1 or any other properties or any other sectors in the HTML document. Okay, fine. So can you just rewrite the code? Show the code. Just you can open your own form that you created, and you add this H1 and the second H1 as well. We can add both of them and just save it and see if you're getting the same results as I got. Sometimes you might not get that blue square that you have, blue box. Okay, you might not get it. Maybe it's something to do with this Visual Basic code, but the Visual Studio code. If you don't get it, still it is going to work, right? Just type it and see. Yes, have the form with you, right? You have the form that you have created. Yes. Should get a webcam and see. Webcams don't have that autofocus option problem, right? Webcams?
No, sir, they don't. But I think some might have, sir.
So get a good one. Good webcam. We can just fix that through a USB and then get the work done. Because my laptop cam is not working. Maybe I closed the flap too hard. Something happened. It's not working. Anyway, that is of very low quality.
No, that sound was not coming, sir. That fan sound. You used to get that sound.
Now that is not there.
No, sir, no.
That is because of this again.
Yeah.
Nabil is relieved.
Yeah.
They are using headphones.
So much.
Right?
Not only Nabil.
Yeah, Nabil and Russell, they really had the problem. This is kind of like okay, but Can't wear it for a long time. Pain. Not, maybe not the comfy original one. Cheap gadget. It's what happens when you get them down online. Is it working, Sad? Put your hand up.
Finish.
Okay. It's working, right?
It's a cornflower blue.
Whatever the blue you like. Cornflower, cauliflower, whatever. Everybody okay?
Yes, sir.
Good. So inline, when you're using inline, you will be doing this. Okay. Now let's open another document and see. Let's open our formatting. Formatting, we have used bold, text, underlined, italics. Okay. So in this, I'm going to tell you how we are going to use the internal style sheet. You can see the screen inside the header. I'm going to mention the internal style sheet inside the header. So it will be between two tags called the style tag. Okay, we are going to use the style tag, which is going to have an opening and a closing. And inside the style tag, I'm going to define my selector property and whatever the value that I'm going to give it. Okay. So this time I'm going to use the property for the body. Okay, I'm going to use the property for body. And I'm going to have curly braces. So we are not going to mention about the curly braces in our inline, but here I will have to use the curly braces. Okay. So for the body, I can use they put a line there. Say the color or background color. Background color is going to be, let's choose a color. Bollywood. That looks good. The background color is going to be this. So that property I have added to my body. So my full body is going to have the background color Bollywood. Okay. So we will open that in my browser and see. So what is the formatting, right? Formatting, when you open in your browser, it should have the Bollywood color looks like this. Okay. And I might have the bold tag here, underline tag, using different this one. Let's move on with the background, the body, what changes I can do to the body. Let's say I have a margin in the left. Okay, margin in the left. I'm going to give a number of pixels for this margin in the left because everything is aligned to the left, very left of the page, right? So I'm going to give a margin. Let's say I have a margin of 25 pixels. I can use pixels, or I can use any other properties I want. So we'll save this. We'll see if you're getting the margin right. You can see it moved a little bit forward, 25 pixels forward. So we can have a margin like a page margin. So in our body, whatever we are typing, it will be coming in that margin, right? Now I will use the H1 and show you. Again, so this is the body tab. So for H1, I'm going to use, let's say, the color. I'm going to use this color for H1. And I'm inside the body, I'm going to write two headings. Okay. To H1. One is first heading, and the second header I will just mention as H1. I call it second heading. Okay, first heading, second heading. Now let's see if both are getting the same. I'm not giving any inline stuff here. I've already mentioned what H1 should look like, or the color that I should give to H1, and they are going to appear in that color. Ooh, looks like one of those policeman suit, luminous sort of thing. Okay. Now see, when I give compared to the inline CSS code, when I give in one place, everywhere in the body, if I use H1 anywhere, it is going to change according to the style that I have given there. Okay, the body is going to change according to the style that I have given. So if it is changing in that way, it is changing in that way. Of course, it's easy, but I told you inline is used to override. Now let's say in this second H1, second heading, I will use an inline and I'll change the color to red. Okay, I say style, I say color is red. Okay, Rebecca purple. Okay, it's Rebecca purple, that's what it came. Okay, now I have changed I have overwritten whatever I have written in the head or in the internal CSS. I have overwritten it to see. If you see, then the second one is going to change its style. So if you want a specific area or specific element in one place or in one or two places to change according to your need or according to the customer's requirement, we can use inline and change. Okay, so whether you use an external one or an internal one, inline will override it and change according to what you have mentioned in the inline style. All the rest of it will come according to the text. Okay, so if I have mentioned, so in the H1 here, in the header, the internal one, if I have mentioned the font size, or say text decoration, text align. I gave a one earlier. It was called letter space. Okay, we will use the letter space here again. Letter spacing. And for that, letter spacing, I'm going to give 20 pixels again. Okay, letter spacing, I'm going to give 20 pixels. If you see in this, did I save that? No. You see in this, letter spacing is going to be there in this. That means when you're overriding using inline, what happens? That specific element or that specific property only changes. All the rest of the properties, whatever you have defined in the internal or external CSS, is going to show here. Apart from that, only the properties which have been written again or overwritten will change accordingly. Okay, all the other properties also will be coming here. Not that when you override it, all the other properties in this one will not come here. Okay, it's going to come. All the things are going to come. Only that overridden part will change in the inline. Clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. So can you try that code? We have written you all wrote the inline, right? Did you all write this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you write this down? So is this internal example? Write that down. How much do you think a good webcam would cost?
You can get a HD one for like 1,500, 2,000.
Ah,
As I'm not talking brands, like normal one. Logitech ඔක්කොම ගණන්.
දෙයක් මම ඔය වගේ සල්ලි දීලා ගොඩාක් සල්ලි දීලා ගත්තොත් ඉස්කෝලේ හරිනවා. ඒක යූස් කරන්න වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මට වෙන්නේ ඔක තමයි.
Yeah, true, sir.
So 1,000, 2,000, if you can buy one, it's worth. I can just hang it somewhere or just keep it somewhere, and then in this laptop itself, I can do the cross straight away, right? That will look, that will be much better. Doing this and that. Good. How much balance? I don't think getting them down online would be good. Getting a good webcam. Fix it to this stand as well. Should be able to fix it to the stand. And the wire should be long enough.
Sir, check the link I sent. This one I bought for my brother for my PC. It's pretty good, sir. Ikman.
Sale. Camera with built-in microphone. Ooh, wow. This one.
Yes, sir. The exact one. Don't need any drivers. Just plug and play.
Wow. With microphone, right?
Yes, sir.
How is the quality in the microphone?
Microphones are good, sir.
How big is this?
Not that big, sir.
Coverage, like, will it cover this whole board?
Yeah, sir. It will, I guess.
Okay. How much did it cost you?
1,800. Yeah.
1,800. Here is.
Sir, I'll take a video call after this if you want to check the quality.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Mm.
Thank you very much.
All right.
So if it is not autofocus, just click on the autofocus part. I just don't want that to come. It should be clear.
No, not autofocus, sir.
Good. That is what I want. Because now when I'm walking up and down, this light is coming. Yeah, I see.
You need autofocus. You don't need autofocus.
I don't need autofocus.
Yeah, no autofocus. This autofocus is annoying, sir. Like the exposure is changing, no? Light is changing.
Now see, when I'm like God, when I do this, the light comes. Okay, finish copying.
Done, sir. Done.
Done. It's working, right? Now let's see how we are going to get the external one. Now, external one, I'm going to take a new file. Oops, did I open? I'm going to get a new file. And I'm going to save this as CSS. And let's say in my project folder, I can save it as CSS, no problem. Okay. But I would recommend that you save this in a separate folder. Okay, CSS files. You save it in a separate folder. Usually the images also we save in separate folders. CSS. When you're creating a web page, these are good practices, right? It's a jumble there. When you go and look at your folder, you have video files, you have audio files, you have CSS files, you have HTML files, everything in one folder. It's not kind of like organized. Now here only the link you can't just give the name. You have to just put CSS / the name. So not a very big deal, right? So if you are putting it in folders, even the images, you can put it in folders, audio files, video files, we can put them in different folders. So HTML in one place, this in one place. So it looks very organized when you do that, right? So we will try to make at least the CSS part a little organized. So I will create a new folder in my project folder. I will call that CSS. And inside this, I'm going to save my file name. I'll call this my style. extension .css. That is very important. Okay, extension is .css. Fine. Now this is going to identify my document as CSS. So I can define the CSS part. So automatically it will take H1 and whatever the font size. So let's say extra large. We can give in inches or centimeters or pages. Let's say it's 30 pixels. Okay, I'm going to say 30 pixels. And color, we'll play around with the same properties. We'll go to other properties one by one. Okay, color, Aquaman. And let's get on with that. And then paragraphs. They're using paragraphs. What properties you can give for paragraph? Okay, you can say say font size. When you're using paragraph, the font size should be like 12 pixels. Okay, wherever you use paragraphs, font size should be 12 pixels. And what else? Font color. We can just say color, right? Yeah, color should be brown. Okay, so for each property, okay, for each selector, H1, paragraph, all those things, we can use this CSS. Now I have used this my style CSS as a separate one. I have saved it in a location in a separate folder, right? In a separate folder, I have saved it. Now I can give all the properties H1, paragraph, bold, whatever the tags I want to change the looks. I can give this. Okay, I will also give the body. So the body is going to have the background color as concept, and can say margin. The left margin again, I will say it's about 42 pixels. Okay, these are known properties. Okay, so we know what changes are going to come. So I have going to save this CSS file. Now, when I want to use the CSS file, let me open paragraph file that we used to write paragraphs in. We did a paragraph here. We used the paragraph option here. Okay, a lot of paragraphs are there. Ooh, my God. So all these paragraphs are going to get the same effect, right? So we gave the link, the paragraph name, top, and we linked it from the bottom, as I can remember. href, HTML, target, parent, href, paragraph. Yeah, we need the top and this one, fourth paragraph, this one. Right. Now I told you when you're going to use the external, when you're going to import the external one, you're going to do it using a tag called link. Okay, Now, if you see, there is no closing for the link. And in the link, there are 3 attributes that you will be using. One is called the REL, okay, relating to what? So this it's a style sheet. Usually, we say REL as the attribute relationship of the linked document. So relationship is style sheet. Am I getting sleepy or what? Style sheet. Okay. So the relationship is style sheet. The other attribute is going to be type. What type of file are you going to relate or you are going to link? So it says text/CSS file. So you have written the CSS file in a text. So I can say type is text/CSS. And now only we are going to give the place where it is stored. Okay, place where it is stored. So in my folder, I can just, if I have saved it in my project folder itself, I can straight away say my style.css in the linking part. Okay. Otherwise, if I want to, if it's in the project folder, there is a folder called CSS. In that only, I'm going to use my style. So I can say the hyperlink reference or href. We call it href. I say CSS slash, so automatically it's showing there my style.css. So this code is going to link my HTML document here with the CSS file that I have saved in that particular location. So when I run this in my browser, all my paragraph should be having that style. You can see 12, size 12. Size 12. Oops. I should have got that, right? 4th paragraph. Okay. What top of the page? Okay. So you can see this style, and we have given in that CSS document my style.css h1 the paragraph, the body we have given. Font size for h1. So I don't have h1 here, so I will just mention an h1 here and see whether that is also going to appear as here. These are paragraphs. Let's see if this is going to work. So I'll go back. The color, aqua color, and the font size and everything according to what we have done. So when you are linking an external one, you write it down and you save it in a location, and you use the link tab to link it. So link, relationship, type, and href. Okay, relationship, you can say it's a style sheet. Type, text or CSS. Then href, the location where you have saved your CSS. So it can be saved in different locations. Still, you can mention the correct path. If you are mentioning the correct path, that CSS style will be applied to your full document for the properties or for the selectors that you have used. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So let's write down that code. This relationship code is there, and my CSS, this one. Okay, so first you write down this part and let me know. Then you can do the relationship part. Okay, write that down first. When you finish this part, just let me know. Then you can go to the next one. Okay. That's Sophie. Raise your hand. Everybody finished this part?
Yeah, sir.
Okay. So embedding that this link. Copy that.
Sir, show the last below part of this code, will you, sir? I think I missed something that. So 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Show the linking now. So I say the CSS file in the same folder too. Then
Okay. Then you don't have to use that CSS//. Don't use that. Just your CSS file name .css. That is it. So this is your 10th lesson almost finishing. CSS, then PHP. PHP, we have to know how to link to a database, and then change tables or stuff in the database to get values from the database. That's it, PHP. And then we have to move on to the 11th lesson. 11th, 12th, 13th. So small lessons, those are theory-based ones. Senior syllabus is over. Before August, of course, we can finish. We almost like good. We have finished the syllabus. Before the exam, we will finish the syllabus and we can do revision as well as papers. We will have time. The exam dates were not mentioned, right? Yet. September, they said. October.
October, sir.
But I heard like September, October, between the last week of September it starts and goes on till October. That is what I heard. We don't know what will come. Finished? I will send you all a video in which they will be talking about classes in CSS. We don't have in our syllabus according to what I know. I hope everybody finished copying this. You check your syllabus. For CSS syntax comments. We will talk about comments in CSS. Okay, I will talk about that. Element ID, class group, ways of inserting CSS, internal, external, inline that we have seen. Appearance formatting, background, color image, text and font, links, list, tables. Okay, list also we can change. We have to change all these things and see. That's it. CSS. Okay, we'll talk about the comments that we can use in CSS. Okay. I will just share the VB code part. Now, this is my CSS page, right? In my CSS page, I can use comments. So you know what comments are used for. It's used for what is the reason for using comments in code? HTML programming, whatever. Why do we use comments? By the way,
So like to describe a code or something for another person.
yes, these comments are not going to be executed. They are not executable. Yet they are going to describe what that part of a particular area in that code is going to do. The sole reason is if another person wants to read it and understand what is happening in that code, it will be easy if they are written as a comment. So here also we can use we are using the comment for the same reason. So here writing a comment starts with a forward slash and a asterisk. Okay, forward slash and asterisk. We are going to start the comment, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say this is a comment, and you can write your comment. Oops. You can write your comment however much lines you want. You can say this is line 2 of comment, many lines of comments, and you can finish your comment with a asterisk and a forward slash. Okay, so it starts with the comment. It's going to start with a forward slash and asterisk. You can write your comment in any amount of lines and finish it with an asterisk sign and a forward slash. So it starts like this and finishes like this. So whatever is written in between is the comment in CSS. Okay, just jot that down as well. You can put a comment like this. That's what you see on the screen. Put a comment like that, and then say multiple lines of comments can be written. So this comment is similar to a comment that we can write in JavaScript. In JavaScript also we use the same way. Okay, JavaScript we use the same way to write a comment, and here too we are writing it in the same way. But in JavaScript, there's another way of writing comment, double slash. It is not working in CSS though. Double slash. This is for one line comment. Okay, one line comment we use double slash, but in CSS it's not used. Only this is used in CSS, right? So you can say comment and write this as well. CSS comment.
So in HTML, do we have comments?
Of course.
Hashtag no, so we use.
Now hashtag is for this one, right? What do you call it? Colors, HTML, hexadecimal stuff. For that we use hashtag. HTML. HTML we use the
Sir, this one, sir, that Exclamation mark.
Yeah, greater than less than symbol with the exclamation mark.
And a dash.
Yes. Two dash or one dash. Should be two dash, right? Exclamation mark, two dash and less than symbol. Am I sharing the screen with you?
No, sir.
Just greater than, sorry, less than symbol, two dash, exclamation mark, two dash. Yeah, automatically whatever you write in between is the comment. Okay, so this is the comment for HTML. HTML you use the greater than symbol, exclamation mark, two dash, and you write the comment, two dashes, and the greater than symbol. Okay, less than symbol, exclamation mark, two dash, comment. So this is how you write comments in HTML. All right.
Okay, sir.
Okay. It's 12 o'clock already. So with this CSS part, we will wind up, but we will do a little more on CSS, a little bit more on that, which is going a little bit out of your syllabus, something that you should know. Okay, little things that you should know. We'll do that, and then we will move on to the PHP part. In PHP, of course, if you can download WAMP or MAMP, and then the MySQL part, MySQL, if you have downloaded, you must have downloaded when you're doing the database part, you should have downloaded. So if you have a MAMP or WAMP, you can use it as an external internal server, which is going to help you out in creating an internal server and connecting to the database through the HTML code and PHP, right? PHP, there are a lot of things we can do. PHP is a pretty large area that we have to cover. So we will do that part as well. Then we will now start using a programming language inside HTML, PHP, right? So we can do that part maybe in the next 3 hours. That is on Tuesday, right? Tuesday night. Tuesday
Yes.
night, 9 to 12, we will use that part, and then most probably that day or the next class, we will be able to finish the PHP section and then say goodbye to Unit 10. Then we can go on to Unit 11 and finish that part as well. So Unit 11 is not going to be that much hard because it's theory. Theory 12, like this business, IT, Internet of Things, and things like that. These are all small issues. Okay. And there's one I saw, this Arduino. They are giving a little bit of coding there, Arduino. We'll see what we can do with that artificial intelligence thing. There we are using Arduino part in that as well. And that's about it, right? Then your syllabus will be covered, then we can start revising, and whatever the doubts you have and all these things will go. All right, fine. So we shall wind up. We have 6 members who is standing. All right, now Rizek, just remember to give me that video call after I wind up here. Okay? Okay?
Okay, sir.
All right. So, good morning to all of you. See you all.
Good morning, sir. Thank you, sir.
Morning. Thank you, sir.
Good morning, sir. Thank you, sir. Stay safe.
You too. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
So bye, sir. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.